Hello there guys, it's me Unstable Voltage and welcome back to episode 28 of Civilization 6 as the German Empire. At least I think it's episode 28. I'm having so much fun playing this game, it is so addictive that I have recorded so many videos back to back right now that I've completely lost count of what episode number we are on. Either way, we're going to continue to try and get our scientific victory. I think it's the only one that we've got any real chance of getting at this point, although we're certainly pumping out a decent amount of tourism right now, and most of the AI don't seem to have all that high culture, so we might possibly be able to squeeze a cultural victory, but I'm not actively trying to work towards that, although I am doing my best to try and keep my culture and tourism output up where we can, especially by using lots of archaeologists to go out there and dig up artifacts. We're just about to do that to another antiquities site, but I do need to go and check what we are missing, because there's a specific one that I need to try and get in order to get a theming bonus. So theming bonuses are always the same in archaeological museums, but we'll have a look at that shortly.
Slowly, ideas lead to ideology, lead to policies that lead to actions.
Okay, so what did we want to do? We wanted to have a look at our great works. So what we have, this one's already themed. We have German Ancient, Lisbon Ancient, German Classical, German Ancient, and Barbarian Ancient. I don't think it actually matters what we get, because we've got Lisbon Ancient, we've got German Ancient, and we've got Barbarian Ancient. So we could try and pick up a classical artifact and start working towards those. We may not even get the option to, so I don't think it matters a huge amount anyway. But let's go ahead and excavate the artifacts anyway. You guys just all need to sort of fortify up. You can go and sort of garrison somewhere, I suppose. Choose production. Manchester has finished something. Go on to the workshop then. Get some more production here. Choose an artifact. It's classical anyway, but that's fine, even though it's German, which is not so fine. But if we can swap these around, so Ancient German, Ancient Lisbon, and then if we swap that with Ancient Barbarian, we get another theming bonus. And then here we're kind of screwed because we've got Ancient 2 Classical and they're both Germany, so that's not so good. But that's put our tourism up to 184 per turn now. If we have a look overall, culture victory, we are definitely leading now. Even Rome's tourism output is only 78, so we're more than double that. So we have 172... Right, maybe get this the right way around. You must attract visiting tourists by generating high amounts of culture and tourism. Victory is achieved when you attract more visiting tourists to your civilization than any other civilization has domestic tourists at home. So we need to attract more visiting than anyone has domestic. So your domestic tourists represent the tourists from your civilization that are currently happy vacationing within your borders. So 172. Your visiting tourists represent the number of citizens you've attracted from the domestic tourist pools of other civilizations. So, do we not have visitors from anywhere else? I'm not too sure what these numbers represent. Is this how many they're getting per turn? So the visiting tourist pool looks like it's 228, and we have 27 out of 228. England have 32. This interface doesn't make a lot of sense to me. If this is visiting tourists represent the number of citizens you've attracted from the domestic tourist pools of other civilizations. But what does this number actually represent? Because where is that number 5 on that tooltip? Doesn't make an awful lot of sense to me. So yeah, I'm not too sure that this thing... I think this thing actually needs a little bit of work to make it make more sense. It could just be me misinterpreting something, but it's certainly not... Looking at it at a glance, it certainly isn't obvious. It was slightly easier to work out what was going to happen in Civilization 5. At least it kind of gave you a number of turns. You want a research agreement on robotics. You want to give me coffee and gold. Do you want to give me tobacco as well? Fair enough then. It's good being friends. The AI doesn't try and stiff you on deals. I've got loads of spare stuff that I could try and trade with other people if I wanted. Am I missing a trade route now? Almost looks like I am. I don't think one got pillaged. It's quite possible that I accidentally...
Sure, jets are fast and economical, but oh my, what fun we've lost and what leisure we've sacrificed in the race for efficiency.
Okay, there we go. Now we've got it. Let's send another one to Aquelia. Our friendship has expired, so I think he should be willing to get that back. He does still like me. Oh, he won't become my friend. Interesting. So, why has that... my warmongering's burnt away. Differing governments are a problem. It might improve later on. I don't know. We'll have to see what's happening there. That's a little bit worrying, though. That alliance expiring. Resource discovered. Aluminium. We've actually got some up here at Berlin. We've already got it hooked up. So that is fantastic. Absolutely fantastic. So what we're doing at the moment is we're working on building the spaceport. That's going to take a very long time. Another 25 turns. We do have a great engineer who can rush space engineering projects, but I think he actually needs to be in the spaceport once it's built and rush the projects there. But we'll definitely save him up for that. We still need another trade route. Oh, you're not denouncing me right now, so it might be a good idea not going to war with anybody too soon. I mean, in fact, Greece is the only one that isn't denouncing me at the moment, other than... oh, no, Japan likes me a little bit more as well. Guess they're liking my tourism. Tourism's 202 now. But like I said, it still says we're winning. It just doesn't really make a lot of sense. This is supposed to be our visitors from... Oh, our visitors from another city. I get it now. Obviously, we don't get visitors from our own city. So we're getting 5 visitors from Rome, we're getting 5 visitors from Spain, 4 from America, 3 from Congo. So if we add all of these up, we've got 5, 10, 15, 19, 22, 26, 27, 28, 29. 29. So there are 232 tourists available. Out of the 232 tourists, we have 29, 5 from Rome, 5 from Spain, 4 from America, and so on and so forth. These numbers here are our domestic tourists, represent the tourists from your civilization you are currently happily vacationing within your borders. So in order to win, we have to achieve more visiting tourists than any other civilization has domestic tourists at home. So currently the highest number of domestic tourists is Congo. The Congo have 231 domestic tourists, which means we have to get 232 tourists in order to beat Congo's 231. So if we get 232 tourists, we beat the Congo, we beat everybody else, we win a cultural victory. The reason Congo has a different number, everybody else has to get 232 because they need one more point than Congo, because they have to beat him. But Congo only has to get 190 because he only has to beat England, who are currently at 189. Now that actually makes sense. Now I've actually stopped and looked at it, and yeah, that actually makes sense to me now. I don't think it's explained very well, and I don't necessarily think it's laid out very well. And the tooltip isn't particularly helpful, but it does now make sense. Turn times are taking quite a while. England has switched their government over to democracy. 4 more turns, we'll be able to get suffrage. Did we actually boost that by building sewers? I think we must have done. So let us choose our production. Now we want to build a zoo now, because that zoo will reach for 6 tiles. Bonus extends to each city centre within 6 tiles. So 1, 2, 3, Frankfurt's in range. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, Cologne's in range. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Is actually Aachen actually in range? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yeah, so Aachen's in range as well. So that'll give a boost to 4 different cities, because it includes Hildeberg as well. So that's one of the things why it's important when you're doing sort of city planning to work these sort of things out and make sure that... oh, I'm loving the in the industrial district there. Look, the power plant going on. We still need to repair these buildings. Literally just cannot afford to. It's a shame you can't just spend money to repair. It'd be nice if you could. But alas, we cannot. We do have some money. We could buy and get another trader. It'll pay for itself, I suppose. So let's just go ahead and buy that outright. Anti-tank crew, you can just fortify. Giving us some... I don't think we actually have that policy anymore. The one that was giving us extra amenities from garrisoned units. I can't remember which policy it is we have. I'll have to have a quick look at the government type. But I can't see because of all these annoying pop-ups that you cannot disable in any way, shape or form. So we'll try and find that out on the next turn. Greece must be miles behind. I mean, look at their units, their caravans. They're still using, like, are they supposed to be camels? Or yeah, camels and carts. Still not our turn yet. We're in the information era now.
A satellite has no conscience.
Let's go to Seville. Seems like quite a good route. So now we can build mechanized infantry. And moon landing. Launch the moon landing. Well, we're a little bit of a way off from doing that. Research. What do we want to get? Plastics would give us offshore oil rig, which we don't really need. We don't really need helicopters either, although we will probably need it to get... See, stealth technology. We don't need... I don't need stealth bombers, which means I don't need synthetic materials because I don't need... Oh, it's +1 gold to camps, which I suppose is nice. But I don't need the helicopters. And, again, that would give us +1 to fishing boats, +1 food. 3 turns, I guess I could get it. Manhattan Project allows for the creation of nuclear devices and uranium as a resource. I think we've got to go into nuclear fission. Actually, no, let's grab this first. It's only 3 turns, then into nuclear fission. Telecommunications we don't necessarily need, because we don't need nuclear submarines. We don't need stealth planes, so we can skip those out. I probably don't need mobile SAMs or guided artillery, so I can skip those out. So there's quite a few techs you can skip out along the way, which is quite a nice thing. Something you couldn't really do in Civilization 5. Particularly if you wanted to get a score victory and go for future tech, you had to backfill all of the other technologies in before you could do that. You want to do a bit of a swap here. You want open borders. You want two-way open borders. I don't mind that. Apparently I already have aluminium as well. We'll accept it. You may like us a little more. I do love his animation. It is really, really cool. Yeah, he's not denouncing us at the moment. So we've got those open borders. Don't know what he wants them for. But he has them. Why can I see down here? Oh, is that where Kenneth is? Yep, he's out there exploring. I don't know what he's going to do. We've been caught. We can try and escape by vehicle. But we did manage to steal. So, fantastic. Plastics is only 2 turns away. Looks like we're just going straight on to the next turn, because there's not really an awful lot else we can do. Quite a lot of bonus resources down here. Oh, now you want to be a friend. Yeah, sure. We were trying to get this earlier, but you didn't want anything to do with me. You want to buy tea from me. You'll open your borders. I'm not even going to bother sort of messing around, asking for a better deal. I'll take what he's offering me there. It does seem that the warmonger penalty does slowly start to burn off over time. So that's a good thing. Nice to know that you can get rid of that penalty. 2,500 faith again. Might be time to have a look and see if we can purchase another great person.
Men, their rights and nothing more. Women, their rights and nothing less.
So let's go and change our government type. So what will we be losing? We'll lose 2 extra trade routes. And we'll lose our 15% discount on gold purchases. But the patronage of great people costs 50% less gold and bonus yields from district projects. But it gives us quite a lot of nice stuff, so we'll go for that. And we need to change our policies. We get the one extra military policy anyway, just because we are playing as Germany. So, +4 housing and 2 amenities, -8 gold to all cities with at least 3 speciality districts. Can we afford to lose the gold a little bit? Because we will be losing 2 trade routes. See how it works out. Hopefully it won't bankrupt us. And then, what can we get here? Your trade routes to allies city provide +2 food and +2 production for both cities. And 1 gold from each of your envoys at city-states. Let's get that back, actually. That'll balance it out. Let's confirm that. Choose civic. So, what do we want to go for now? Is there anything very specific that we want to get? I guess we could go in for cultural heritage. We might be able to pick up the Sydney Opera House at some point. +6 culture, +8 culture. Stadiums. Extend to city centres within 6 tiles, so they could be useful as well. Let's go for that one, and then we'll queue that one up. Tourism from great works of music. Production towards space race projects if the city has either a military academy or a seaport. Well, that could be useful later on. We're still 19 turns away from actually getting the spaceport, though. Is that Cologne? Oh, no, yeah, it is Cologne. Yeah, Cologne needs more housing. I guess we could build a neighbourhood there. We'll wait until it's finished the broadcast centre at least. Yeah, look at the money we're getting now. 140 gold per turn again. That's much better. So, plastics is almost done. That will mean we'll get a tiny little bit of extra food from sea resources. Or is it specifically just fish? I think it might just be specifically fish. No, just from fishing boats. So any sea resource.
In the major poetic substances, plastic figures as a disgraced material, lost between the effusiveness of rubber and the flat hardness of metal.
So how are we doing on with the culture victory now? We're now up to 36 of 238. So things are really improving with us. So that is good. I guess we just go straight on to the next turn, because there's not really an awful lot else that we can do. Now, do we have 2 trade routes that are just sat somewhere not being used, or are those trade routes going to keep working until they actually expire? Because we're 2 trade routes over, we're 2 trade vehicles over the number of allotted trade routes. Oh, look, shipwreck as a resource. Interesting. Have a themed museum. I wonder what shipwrecking actually gives us then. Our spy is waiting assignment. Where would we like to send you to? Could we steal tech from Washington? No, because you don't really have any tech. You've got some money and stuff. I guess we just keep stealing from London, really. You probably have the highest... Oh, Liverpool's actually got the spaceport. So we could attempt to disrupt rocketry. So, yeah, we probably want to do that. We want to slow them down. Manchester, let's go ahead and get the factory. Yeah, we certainly don't want... we don't want England beating us. I guess I'm ahead in tech. So science, overall, science victory, we are leading. Technologies research 44, technologies research 56. So we definitely have more technologies than England does. But she's already managed to build the spaceport. And this is another strange thing. He's saying that I'm not doing much to develop a strong culture. But if you actually compare my culture with all the civilizations, I think I actually have the highest cultural output. We can actually check that if we look here and the cultural victory. Our culture 147, 95, 161. Okay, so basically because his culture's slightly higher than mine, he doesn't like it. But I've got the second highest culture behind him. So having a high culture increases the amount of domestic tourists you have. So just like Civilization 5, your defense from somebody else winning a cultural victory is to have as much culture as possible. The more culture you have, the more tourism somebody else needs in order to be able to try and get that victory. I see England is actually up to 36 as well. So they still have a fair bit of tourism output. So we really need to try and find some more artifacts that we could dig up. We've got a barbarian scout down here somewhere. But yeah, we need to try and get another museum and go and dig up some more artifacts. There's got to be some around somewhere that we can go and find, surely. There's a couple sort of over here. So maybe we want to build a cultural district over in Berlin when we get the opportunity. But I think that is probably a good place to end the video. So thanks a lot for watching, guys. I hope you are still enjoying Civilization 6 as the German Empire. I'll see you next time, and until then, goodbye for now.